What can I give you that I can give you? What will your present be? Mama, young and beautiful, always young and beautiful. That's the mama I'll always see. That's for mama with love from me.
Oh, I think I've just fallen in love.
I know.
I mean,
I know.
really, wow.
What a voice.
Wow. We get
Beautiful
to
voice.
hear him again later on in the show. And he was also
Yes.
doing a beautiful spoken word, and we'll be having a chat with them later on as well about that.
Lovely little PayPal link as well. You can always, if you're in a position to do so, you can always make a donation. Our artists need that, believe me.
Yeah, absolutely. So that was joyful. Right, we are celebrating Pride Week.
Yes.
Yes.
And we always wonder, I mean, you're out there now watching, what does pride mean to you? What does it mean?
Yeah.
You know,
We'd
and
love to hear from you. Yeah,
Yes.
I've got my trusty iPad. I'm checking comments and I'll love to read some of them out. So please, we'd love to hear from you. What does Pride mean to you?
I mean, it's, you know, as whether you've been to one, we've got Midsummer, we've got the Pride March. I consider that all under the umbrella of Pride, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because it's being able to be out there and represent you in the LGBTI community. You know, that's
wherever you sit on the spectrum of our wonderful, colourful alphabet. You know, so you asked me earlier, what does it mean to me?
Yes.
And I think it's a chance for us to come collectively in some space or one way or another, whether it's, you know, in a platform like this, or it's in a march, or celebrating at Mardi Gras, or, you know, partying, or whatever it may be. We have a voice because we're all together. We're celebrating. We are standing up for our rights, and we need to keep that going. You know, we touched on it the other week with marriage equality when someone asked you, "Oh, you're still
doing all
still
that?"
doing
Yeah,
all
yeah,
that kind
yeah.
of. What does that mean? Well, yes, we still need to do that for not just ourselves in our safe bubble, but for those all around the world that don't have the privilege to live like we do.
Yes.
So we need to, you know, collectively rise up and stand up for everybody.
I would agree with absolutely all of that, and that is rare. But being able to be you, isn't that, you know, that's all that we want in the world. Anybody would like that, I believe, and to be able to be you in a community that you belong in, that you feel you belong in, is one of the most important things in the world, isn't it?
Yeah, and we've been touching on that too, especially during COVID times and isolation. Community's been more important more than ever. We've needed to stay connected, and that's how we came together doing the show.
Yes.
Was to provide a platform for that, which we've been very lucky to do. So whoever you find your tribe, and you know, the young ones coming through, and even if, you know, you're older, it applies to everybody. I only came out at 32, so I was, you know, a little bit older, had come out of marriages, children, you know, so finding your people.
Where you fit, is it? Where
Yeah.
you fit.
Yeah.
Oh, you know, each and every episode, the linchpin of this show has been the one and only Judy. Judy's got her finger on the pulse, and I believe she will not let us down tonight. Fingers crossed for our Judy in the newsroom.
Thanks, Kerrie. Thanks, Dolly. Good evening. I'm Judy Kelly from Joy News for Kerrie and Dolly's House Party, with an optimist's bent on what's making news this week. Today's COVID-19 numbers are around Australia's average growth rate, which sits at 0.2% today. The daily change in total cases has remained under 1% since April 15th, following peaks around 25% in February and March. The recipients of the 2020 Australian Inclusion Awards have been announced, recognising LGBTQ workplace inclusion. RMIT University was named Employer of the Year, while Commonwealth Bank, PwC Australia and the University of Western Australia all received Platinum Employers Awards. The awards are based on the results of the Australian Workplace Equality Index and the Health and Wellbeing Equality Index. The awards event, usually held in May, was postponed this year and will now go ahead on the 19th of October in Sydney. Support Act have established a $1 million COVID-19 film and TV emergency relief fund to assist vulnerable workers in the industry affected by production shutdowns. The fund is supported by Netflix and offers grants of up to $1,000 to eligible casual employees in the screen sector. Applications are open now and will close when funds are exhausted. Equality Australia has published its submission for the COVID-19 Senate inquiry, informed by over 2,500 survey responses from LGBTIQ Australians. The submission addresses areas such as unemployment, mental health, access to services and community. Equality Australia says the submission gives voice to the LGBTIQ community to ensure no one is left behind in the government response to COVID-19. Melbourne Queer Film Festival will return in 2021 and submissions for next year are now officially open. After the 30th edition of the festival was suspended earlier this year, organisers held virtual events and watch parties, but 2021 will return to live screening, panel discussions, filmmaker workshops and special events. Submissions for next year's festival close on December 4th and are free for Australian entrants. And finally, the social distancing restrictions of COVID-19 have left many residents in aged care missing human contact with their families and loved ones, but a Melbourne facility has found a creative solution. The Rainbow Tick accredited LifeView Residential Care created hugging stations at all of its facilities with plastic sheets and armholes to allow residents to hold loved ones while remaining safe. LifeView's social support manager, Anita McCauley, says the joy on the faces post-hug shows the innovation is a winner. That's the latest from Joy TV News for Tuesday, June the 16th. I've been Judy Kelly. Now it's back to Kerrie and Dolly's house party.
Oh, Judy.
Always brings it.
Always. Always.
No, we wanted to
Reliable Judy. That's what we want in this world. And Judy, there you could see next to Judy was Steph Linda from Expression Australia. And we've got a message from them.
Yeah, so we had Steph on the show last week.
Yes.
And I just wanted to read this accurately, so excuse me for reading it. So we've embarked on a co-design approach with Expression Australia to work with the community to not only make the show accessible, but also to show deaf talent on screen. So as such, some of tonight's performance pieces will feature signed performers who are themselves deaf, delivering a translation in their native language, Auslan. As you saw, the Joy News was done that way. Our next segment is also going to be signed. And we've also listened to the deaf community's feedback as to how they would like to see interpreters on screen and the size requirements that meet their needs for real rather than token access. So we've very much taken that into account because it's super important to us. And so as of tomorrow, our whole show will be captioned.
Yes.
Yeah, so when it goes and lives on all of our platforms through Facebook and YouTube, so it'll all be captioned, which is amazing. And moving forward, that's how the show will be run. So
we're getting there, aren't we?
Yeah,
We're
it's really
getting
exciting.
there.
So interpreters will take care of the news and the musical numbers, and the rest will be captioned.
We are
Fabulous.
getting there. That's
Yeah,
the main thing.
amazing.
We've got a musical performance now that wasn't. We didn't know we were going to be doing this, did we?
No.
What's the name of it? You've got the name?
Far Flung Voice Collective.
Oh,
Yes.
I was on Facebook. I very rarely go on Facebook. Maybe just a glimpse of it every now and again. And I saw the lovely Stephanie there posted this, a collection of singers who I believe most of them are from MGLC. And I thought, we've got to have this on. It is absolutely gorgeous.
Well, I haven't seen it.
I think
You
you're going to
haven't
love
seen it, maybe, so fabulous.
And here we are. Take it away.
Till we meet again, we'll go on as Until then, let's sing, let our voices ring as we look to the day when we meet again.
I'm
love
so
it.
pleased that you found that and was able to share it. Stunning.
And I mean, they're obviously used to, like most of us, all being together in the room and being able to sing together, and to be able to do that and find a way to work together like that is beautiful.
That was beautifully
Love
edited.
it.
Well
Yes.
done. Very, very nice.
I didn't do that. I didn't edit it.
No,
No.
yeah, this is
Wasn't by
this
us,
would be
was it?
you. One finger.
You rude.
It's true.
Rude.
Now we're talking about Pride Week and what Pride means to you. So we've got we're welcoming all of your comments. Please tell us what Pride means to you. But in the
Yes.
meantime, lovely Rowena do. Pride means never having to say you're sorry for being yourself. Lovely. And Ant Jarvis, being yourself unafraid. Lovely. Thank you very much. And Luke, what did you had something before you yelled out? Because we're across multiple platforms, you see, and I can only watch one at a time here. So we wanted to get it right. Strength in
numbers.
He's doing lots of this.
Beautiful. What beautiful words.
No, in all seriousness, so
Holding our heads high, even in the face of adversity.
holding our heads high. Did you get that the first time, or shall I repeat it?
Walking proud and celebrating our diversity.
Walking around. So it's an echo in here, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
We don't want to diminish it or take it away.
Hide means yelling across the room.
Well, you will ask.
Yeah, well, I didn't. I didn't.
Sorry, I did.
No,
Remind
no,
me
it's all good.
never to do it again.
Pride means learning a lesson. It's what is unique about it. Well, I guess what it is that it's means different to everybody, doesn't it? But we would love to know. We would love to know what it means. Luke,
We would love to have Luke shout at it again.
what does it mean to you? Let us know.
Please tell us.
Because we're Dolly's. We're on Victoria together. We're on Mates of Victoria together.
Yes.
Midsummer, Queer Film, all of them.
All of
we
them.
want to know. Right. We wouldn't be able to do this each and every episode without our gorgeous Teen Argyuri, would we?
We just love what he brings to the table. Do you
It's
think?
always very low.
Yeah, and I think tonight though he might be extra low key. I mean, do you think he might be gay and gay tonight?
Or
A
something.
jumper.
You never know, do you?
No, a singlet. It is
Yeah.
winter. It might be a t-shirt.
Speedos. All right, let's have a look. If you're there, Teen Argyuri.
Hello, lovelies. How are you?
Oh, we need to do more.
You've got them all on. All of them are represented.
I couldn't choose just one colour, so I thought, why not splash them all around?
Oh, so I'm just going to look at the monitor for a minute and look at you because, like, yeah.
Unbelievable. Wow.
La da 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 da. Boom! Fabulous, darling.
Little Rainbow Ronnie there.
Well, I thought we're
Lovely.
doing Pride Week, so why not get right on into the thing?
Oh,
I love
exactly
it. So have
right.
we. Look,
Yes.
we decided we look like our logo.
Yes. Or the Wickles.
Do too, I really
Oh, the
did.
Wiggles, yes.
Or the M&Ms. One of them, anyway. It's all about the colour, isn't it?
Love it.
Oh, that's what we want.
Yes.
Now, you've been out and about, I would imagine. Where were you? What have you been up to?
Look, it's been great to be able to get out amidst COVID-ness and get out into the world before it gets a little bit too cold. I have got my rainbow beanie on though, like
Yes.
it's the smart thing to do. It is starting to get a little colder, but I decided to do something a little different for our Community Darling special this week since it is Pride Week. And I've jazzed it up a little and dived on into the vault.
Ooh, you gave us a little sneak peek today when I saw on my Instagram a lovely little clip from Sexy Galaxy and myself from Mardi Gras a couple of years ago. That was pretty fun. I went, oh, I haven't seen that one before. So I'm really looking forward to what's everything else you pulled out of that vault.
Yes, you
Mhm.
did.
I
Normally
thought-
wouldn't want to go in there, but
Well, I'm going to look a little different for tonight's community, darling, so I'm going to spruce myself up, not be quite as rainbow, and it's going to be, instead of me, the fabulous Frock Hudson
fabulous.
taking over.
Love Frock.
Haughty, tired.
Yeah.
And I've actually got some interviews from Mardi Gras last year, from Sydney's Gay and Lesbian Mardi Gras last year, that Judy, our lovely newsreader, helped me do while we were there. And we've never aired them, so why not touch on a bit of community spirit, a bit of community pride, and find out what marching in Pride March is all about.
Love it.
Oh, well, we don't need any more, do
No,
we?
that's
Well, we
it.
want to watch.
Yeah.
Why don't you introduce this?
Well, everyone, let's jump over to our fabulous community darling, me and Frock Hudson, to find out what's going on with the community and Pride this week.
I know a girl, and she is Filmer Box and Art Simone. Did you just have them sitting in the back of the closet? I'm here at Sydney Gay and Lesbian Mardi Gras. Is that where we are? We are.
Pride celebrations happen all around Australia, but there is nothing more exciting to me than a Pride March, with communities coming from all around to celebrate diversity, equality, and to highlight achievements and challenges that our communities continue to face. Plus, there's nothing better than cheering people on for simply being themselves, out loud and proud. Pride marches are spaces filled with voices for change, laughter and joy, and a snazzy costume or two. Whether they're big or small, every march is special. And even though this community darling is going to be focusing on interviews from Sydney Gay and Lesbian Mardi Gras Parade last year, the sense of excitement and community spirit that you see is universal.
Is this your first time marching together as a family?
No, Spencer's 5, so it's our 5th.
Oh, have you done it every year? Is it fun? Yeah. Do you find it exciting? Is it exciting to see everyone waving? Yeah. Oh, I like it too. And you both look really gorgeous in your tutus. Do you feel pretty? Yeah, because you look amazing. Well, what does it mean for you to be standing up and representing Bi Pride and standing and letting your Bi Pride be seen by everyone here at Sydney Gay and Lesbian Mardi Gras?
A lot. So much. I think it's been a while since there's been a Bi float, and there hasn't been one of the exclusively, and also the scale that we've managed to put together. And having a lot of groups that have come here from Perth and from Brisbane, as well as from Adelaide and from Sydney, and of course us from Melbourne. It's a national little gathering, and just seeing the energy with everybody is really exciting. And we're just not used to having these spaces where we're all feeling and so celebrated and celebrating each other.
This is my first year marching since I came out.
Oh, really?
So technically I class it as my first time.
Oh, yay.
So this one is a bit more special to me.
So is it exciting to be your first Mardi Gras marching for the first time since you've come out?
Yeah.
And to be doing it, representing the SES?
I have a lot of love for my SES family, and to be accepted and everything, I just love it.
I love the vibe here. Look at this, it's amazing.
I just think it's really important that our kids see our families as being normal, and that there's plenty of other families that are in the same situation. So it's good for them to get out and celebrate diversity.
Look, I just want to show not only my home state, Tasmania, but Australia, that it's okay to be who you are.
And how wonderful does it feel to actually be a national float? For it not just to be representing your little part of the corner, but to have a national float representing Bi Pride and all different parts of the country coming together, standing together and having this huge Bi visibility here.
Well, you put it really well in that question. I think particularly because it's going to be seen globally. Like, they do show these things everywhere, and I think that there is a real lack of seeing Bi and Pan people celebrating.
Yeah.
I think it's a very good opportunity to kind of be vocal about who we are. Our float theme is "This Is Me." Fabulous song.
Let's strip away all the glitter and the sequins and everything like that. For me, it's honestly, it's just about acceptance. It's the most amazing feeling to walk down that street knowing that everyone isn't just cheering for the amazing floats, they're cheering because they're supporting us.
After the battles that have been fought over the last couple of years, this is freaking amazing. Just the love and pure energy in this space is so beautiful. It's glorious.
Standing with Pride is about more than just your own story, with many people marching for other communities, raising awareness of the inequalities that are faced here at home or in other countries, or for communities that don't necessarily fit within our rainbow, such as people living with HIV or refugees.
You know what it is? I was diagnosed in 1995, and I could not have picked a better year.
Why?
Because that was the year that they were like talking about these new drugs, very promising trials.
And so I felt there's been a progression ever since the day I was diagnosed.
We are Selamat Datang community group supporting the Indonesian. Wonderful crowd, wonderful vibe, and can I say our motto?
Absolutely.
Fearless in diversity, fearless to love, fearless to express.
It's great to show no matter whether it's big or small, no matter the size, every town and everyone can stand up with pride.
Yes. Well, Newcastle is about celebrating diversity and including everybody. We include everyone in the community.
And this Saturday, there is a special Aussie Pride celebration happening virtually with Pride Solation. It has 15 regional Victorian LGBTIQA+ festivals and organisations creating online queer content for us all to celebrate and enjoy. They've been working so hard on these events, including a virtual Pride parade that is going to be a highlight. I just can't wait to see it this Saturday. And you know what makes a virtual Pride parade even better? You don't have sore feet after you're marching.
But this is the first time I physically, literally walked it.
Oh yeah, so what are your heels like?
I think I did a pretty good job.
Oh, you did very good. Yeah. Not even marching, but still flat shoes. Like, that's lazy drag queening, I tell you. Lazy! You won't find Phil Box not in a heel. Happy Mardi Gras.
Happy Mardi Gras.
Mwah. Mwah.
Now do a quick zoom into her shoes for me if you don't mind.
I never said I was professional.
Oh, he gets around.
Really does.
Well, you may have noticed something
Really
a little bit different. I've moved.
Yes. Yes.
It feels, I am smack bang right where I need to be. Smack bang right in front of that
Right in
camera.
my area. You're in my area. That's what you are. But there is a good reason.
Yes, there is.
Yes. Our very, very special guest. The only one that's allowed on this area of the couch. It is the one and only Commissioner for Gender and Sexuality, Roe Allen.
Yay! Huzzah!
Thank you for having me, Kerrie and Dolly. It's great to be here.
You're like excited.
And you're in a suit and everything.
I haven't been in a suit since isolation. And this is its first wear. I got it just before COVID and it's been in the cupboard. So
And
there
it's
you go.
stunning and it still fits you. So well done.
It's out of the
So well done.
Can I say there was a little bit of a moment when I got it out and I thought, would it actually fit? But
all okay.
Here we are, we're all in.
It's that new puppy of yours keeping you out and
Keeping
about.
me walking, that's right.
You look well. You look really well.
Thank you.
Are you well?
I am very well. I'm very well. I've had one of those COVID tests. I did get a cold.
Good.
They're lots of fun.
Yep.
If you get a cold, go and have one of those. But, you know, that's good to get a negative response and then just keep moving.
Yes.
So, yeah, it's been an interesting time.
Well, you've been out in your beautiful Violet Town.
Yes.
We had to chat to you out there. That's you were the cause of, you know, everything going down. No, it wasn't.
Yes,
it was
we
just,
had
it
an
was
electrical.
the
storm,
only time alive interviews gone down was Violet Town. No, but anyway.
Well, one of the lines I've used a lot in this is I'm the Commissioner for Gender and Sexuality, not the Commissioner for Communications and IT. No. You know? And everybody has to know that.
Well,
and
you'd be rubbish.
Yeah.
You'd be rubbish.
I'm no good at it. And in
Me
fact,
either.
And as a commissioner, you get de-skilled in how to do these things. And when you're out there on your own and they say, just plug in and...
Oh, I know.
It's just, it's
They
so
even gave
all
you a
power.
dongle, didn't they?
They gave me a dongle. I didn't know what to do with it. But, all, you know, like, people run it. I mean, what do you two do, you know?
We get a man in. I get a man in.
Yeah,
We've got our lovely Luke Gallagher.
Yes, we couldn't do this without him. It was
Or
Darcy in the
Darcy.
corner.
Yes.
Yes.
Now, but you work very, very hard. Doesn't matter whether we're in isolation or not. There's a lot going on.
Yes.
And when you have a pandemic like this, everything is upended, as we know.
Yes.
And the community really, really needs that, you know, to know what's going on. And I know that you've got some facts and figures about which, obviously, you know, we want to know about.
It's certainly been difficult for many of our community, and we know through a survey that Equality Australia did that 1 in 3 LGBTI people, those who did the survey, have lost income or lost their work. 1 in 5, their household, somebody in their household. So it has been a big impact for people. And of course, we're overrepresented in the arts, which has been an industry hit, and hospitality.
Can't go anywhere without meeting one of them.
You know, many of our community have suffered. Trans and non-binary folk, it's up to about 20%. Of unemployment now. So we have put some particular programs in place, and you know, not everybody in our community feels comfortable accessing mainstream services, so we've been able to up some dollars for Thorn Harbour Health and Drummond Street and Switchboard to make sure that our community is accessing all the services they need during COVID, which has been so important.
And are they? Are you
Look,
getting feedback?
They are, which is terrific. Family violence, as you know, is up right across the community and in our community as well. So it's really important, you know, that people reach out to with the respect phone numbers and ring Switchboard, because people are there, you know, ready to help. And Switchboard was great. They went into, you know, isolation really quickly, and they worked out how to keep the phones alive. And, you know, it's amazing the technology we've been able to put in place, and hopefully we won't go back to the way we've always done things. And, you know, volunteers can, you know, do the phones from anywhere now, and we can keep working on the technology to improve how we deliver services for people. So,
do you love what you do?
I love what I do. I love that, you know, I can ring you two and magic happens. You know, I knew one of the areas, of course, was our artists, that we're going to be unemployed. And I thought, well, you know, who are the two people that are going to get this off the ground? And voila.
Yeah, bang, here we are.
And look, you got to say,
you came to us.
you know, I don't get everything right, I'll be the first to admit, but I got this right. You two have done a magnificent job.
Thank
and
you.
I watch it all the time. I'm so proud of this show. And
You didn't watch last.
I didn't watch last week.
Okay.
No.
Yeah, but you must
I'm going to catch up on the last week. They catch me out if I don't
Very
do the...
pissy.
Yeah.
But you were telling us earlier, Ro, that you know, like us, we miss an audience. You know, you miss being in front of your people.
Yeah,
and
that's
people.
right.
And
That's right. And it's been, and the work has to keep going. So we're using Zoom and doing a lot of consultations. The Victorian government is going ahead with our work, and we're delivering a whole of government LGBTIQ strategy, and we're in the consultation phase at the moment. Luke's going to put the website up in the comments, but it's www.engage.vic.gov.au/LGBTIQ, and you can fill in a survey to tell us your thoughts about what should be in the strategy, as well as write a written supply, which could be a formal piece, could be just a letter to me saying, what do you think the Victorian government is doing well, and what do you think we should be doing, and where the gaps are. Because a strategy, anyone that's worked in government or knows anything about government, a strategy will keep us accountable to deliver. And I know we've done a lot of fantastic things, but there's more to do. And so we've had 22 consultations of about 30, and there's also, as I said, the survey. And it's been fascinating what people have said, and there is so much work to do. You certainly can't rest.
When's the deadline for this?
Well, we've got a while. We've just put a discussion paper out. Please read the discussion paper if you get a chance. It's absolutely fantastic and gives a lot of history to our work and some of the gaps and what we know already. And we want to build on that because, of course, this community, you know, you've been part of many consultations, so we have a lot of rich information already. But we've got back till the 3rd of August, so we thought there'd be time in isolation to fill in a survey or tell us what's on your mind, and we look forward to reading all. I do look forward to reading all those submissions and making sure we can get as much of it in the strategy as possible. There's a bit of a growing wish list. People want me to fix climate change and a few other things as well.
Well, can't you? I mean,
well, not in my powers that exist, but you know, it's important. All the issues that are important to LGBTIQ people in Victoria, we want to make sure we can capture as much as possible.
Do you like a Zoom?
A Zoom? Well, the consultations through Zoom have been fantastic. I have been running the joke a fair bit that I have been zoomed into more bedrooms in the last COVID period than I did in my 20s. And I can Zoom, I can Skype, and I can Microsoft Teams, any other platform.
Just leave your dongle out of it.
Yeah, leave my dongle out of it. That's absolutely right.
Yeah.
But, you know, we just got to keep going. We're going to consult any way we can. Not everybody has the internet, so that's been another thing. I know certainly we did a consultation with LGBTI asylum seekers, and you know they've had to be given you know, computers and internet access and just to stay connected during this time. So it makes you really think about your own privilege and what you just take for granted is, you know, and when the internet goes down, that's drama. But you think about some of our community, you know, they don't have anything at all. So it's been fascinating to try and work through all the obstacles to make sure we get everybody's voice, or as many people's voice as we can.
And the Pride Centre.
Well, it's interesting. It's just
On
going
the way,
up.
nearly
It's going
though,
up. It's
yes.
It's slowed down a bit because they've had to do social distancing on the site, but construction has kept going, and so I haven't seen it for ages, and I'm really itching to have a bit of a look through. Had a bit of a virtual tour the other day, but it's going up and it will be done this year. Don't push me on a date.
No.
But
December.
it is going to be amazing. So what a fantastic thing to come out of isolation and have this year and celebrate. It'll be amazing, and what an achievement. Everybody has worked so hard.
It's going to be really stunning.
Oh, it is a beautiful building. You know, that's why it costs what it does, and the fundraisers are important. And if we'd put up a square glass thing, it'd be ready by now, but wouldn't it be boring,
Yeah.
And we'd see the pride in that, This will be a destination, as well as the services and the cafe and all of the wonderful things and the archives and all the services that are going to be in there. It's going to be a destination point, and it's going to be something we can look at and, be really proud of, a Pride Centre.
And when does it open? What?
2020. Dolly, 2020.
That's all
It'll
we need,
open
isn't it?
2020.
Oh, what an event it'll be.
Oh, you absolutely get an invitation to that one, you too.
Oh, I think we should be headlining.
Yeah,
shouldn't we?
I
Really?
would get an invitation.
There you go.
Either way, I love it. What else do you want everyone to know? What else would you like to end this interview on? Your message to everybody.
I think my message is that we have done so well in supporting each other through this time. It's not over. We can't go back to how it was. We're getting slowly moving through the stages to get back to what's a new normal. I don't think it's going to be as it was, but hopefully we can take the good things that we've done, like the Kerrie and Dolly show, like things we've done and the collaboration and the work we've done, and take them forward and take those good things
Made everyone
forward.
be more, to join in more with each other, hasn't it?
Well, for rural and regional people, they feel on an even playing field.
Yes.
Everyone
It's
joins.
what they've got normally.
Yeah, that's right. So why can't we do events live and have a camera rolling at the back to be able to zoom up to Mildura? Why can't we do that?
Yeah,
we need to
exactly
make
right.
things more accessible. Some of the elders we have talked to and met through the strategy consultation have said, I don't want to go out at night. I quite like my big television. Zoom it through to me here as well.
Yeah,
So
great concept.
why don't we do that for all sorts of accessibility issues?
Yes.
We can do better, and I think we will.
Yeah,
I
well,
love
well
that.
said.
We can do better. I love
Always.
it. Yes.
But I think as a community, we are and always have been resilient, of course.
Oh, absolutely.
And always, think of new things to do. And this is, I love that idea of taking things live and taking it further to those that can't, get out the door or be in a place that they do feel isolated, but no more. You don't need to feel isolated anymore.
And can I publicly thank you too, because you have connected our community, and that's what we really wanted is a space where we can bring ideas and artists and people together. And there are people that text me a lot and say how much they love this show and how connected they feel to community when they can't go out and see performances or
it's an
go to
absolute
groups.
pleasure.
That was lovely.
Yeah.
You made me all emotional there.
For a minute.
Difficulty swallowing.
Me first.
All right.
Where do you go?
Well
Where do you
done.
go? Where do you go?
Thank you
Yes.
very much.
My
Thanks for
absolute
bringing
pleasure.
us to you
Yes,
guys.
to the
Yeah, it's our
masses.
pleasure.
We've
Yay.
loved it, and good on you. Really grateful to you for all that you do.
Oh,
Not
thank
just
you.
For giving
When you
us
get a
the
good
job.
idea, you'll be good.
Yeah.
They're not all good, but this one was
One
good.
and
This was the
only Roe Allen.
Yay!
All right, we've got another musical performance from our friend Joti Gore. Have a look at this.
The words you say are binding, like a rope around my neck. Each phrase I hear makes me gasp for air. Don't know why I just can't stop these feelings. I get so caught up by the words from your mouth. Even though each one hurts, you said to me that I'd never be. That's when freedom rang so clear to me. I'm free to be what I'm meant to be, and for what it's worth, you need to free yourself. Reality tearing clear to me. No one's to blame, nobody but myself. I get so caught up by the words from your mouth. Even though each one hurts, you said to me that I'd never be. That's when the freedom rang so clear to me. Free, so free, close my ears from the sharpness of your tongue. Oh, how can I dull the pain from tears of many years? Don't know why I just can't stop these feelings. I get so caught up, I'm into you, wishing I could change my point of view. You said to me that I'd never be that I'm free to ring, so clear to me. You're free to be what I'm meant to be, and for what it's worth, you need to free yourself. Reality to be clear to me. No one's to blame, nobody but myself. I get so caught up by the words from your mouth, even though each one hurts. You said to me that I'd never be, that's when the freedom rang so clear to me. Glad I'm free, glad I'm free, glad I'm free, free. Glad I'm free, glad I'm free, glad I'm free, so free. Glad I'm free, glad I'm free, glad I'm free, so free. So free. So free. I'm
Oh,
Yes, amazing.
amazing. Joti
Yeah, and
Gore.
we get to hear from him again and get to have a
bit
chat with him a bit later on too. More in the show.
Perfect.
I just want to read out one comment from Seamus, and they said there's about Roe. Thank you, Roe. Now there's an authentic leader. Couldn't agree with you more.
Exactly right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Amazing. Roe is fabulous. Oh, I love what my iPad's going. I'm not quite sure what's going
Well,
on.
we've got our next guest on the way, the wonderful Simon Dunn. You may know Simon as an Olympian, I think, wasn't he? In the
Yes.
bobsledding.
I don't know
We
why
don't
you're
know a
doing
lot of. Well, that's what you do. I think that's what you do. I've
Kind of look like
studied
I'm not
it.
quite sure what you're doing there.
I'm driving a car.
Yes.
Well,
but you don't know how to do that.
Simon is an ambassador for GiveOUT Day. Now, to get a little bit more on that, take a look at this.
Out of 1,000 successful grant applications, less than 2 go to the rainbow community.
We need to find a way to get more money into the LGBTQIA community, both from regular donors and from philanthropists. That's why a number of the rainbow community have come together to create GiveOUT Day.
GiveOUT Day will be a national day of giving to LGBTIQ+ projects, causes and organisations.
Get on board as a donor, a funder or an organisation that needs support.
Participate in GiveOUT Day on October 16th, 2020.
Wonderful.
And joining us now, we get to have a chat with Simon. Hello, Simon.
Hey guys, thank you for having me and happy Pride Week.
Oh, and to you
happy
too.
Pride Week.
Thank you.
Isn't it? It's lovely, isn't it? Isn't it
Yes.
a wonderful week and month, really?
It's not the usual Pride, we're all stuck inside this time, unfortunately.
I know. That is a bit of a bummer.
Well, Simon, you're back in Australia. I mean, it's been a couple of years now, but you would have celebrated a few Prides in London, I believe.
I did, and overseas, whilst I was based in North America, they're very different to what we have here.
In what way?
One, they're in June. Obviously, Pride for us is in the middle of winter, so it makes it hard to get out and enjoy it when it's cold, especially for you guys in Melbourne.
Yes, it is a little chilly.
Yes, indeed it is.
Reminding us.
Is that, being in North America, is that where you first discovered GiveOUT Day, considering it started in the States? Is that
So
the first time you heard about it?
I was in North America when I was competing in bobsleigh, but you do hear about it because I know that's where GiveOUT Day that's where the idea has come from, because it's so big in the US with raising funds for smaller LGBT grassroots kind of charities. But when I got back here, I was offered the opportunity to be their ambassador and jumped at it.
Now, what is it all about? What is GiveOUT Day really about?
So as I just mentioned, it originated in the US and we brought it out here. We're on the second year of GiveOUT Day. The plan is to give smaller grassroots LGBTQI plus charities a platform in which they can raise funds, get a bit of exposure, kind of the things that it's really hard for them to do being smaller organisations.
So are they relying on, I guess members of the community and abroad to donate these funds, or are they getting government funds, or a bit of both?
We're getting from a little bit of finger in a lot of pies, but there are some large organisations that have got involved and are offering willing to match the one-for-one donations, but it does come down to us stepping up to the ball and really putting the effort in to ensure that these organisations get the exposure they need.
Yeah, you're exactly right. And what it is, it's not always, those bigger organisations, they generally get the word out there and they're able to get their fingers on the money a little easier.
Yes.
These are smaller organisations that need that light on them, and that's what it's all about, isn't it?
Well, definitely, that's just it. Is those organisations themselves will have a marketing budget that they can use to promote their causes. But these are smaller organisations are down on ground level, working with our community in lots of different areas, and they don't have that budget to afford to be able to do this. So that's what GiveOUT Day on October 16th is planning to do.
I'm glad you got the date in.
It's my job.
You can actually you can donate now. Is that right?
Yeah, you sure can. If you just jump on the website, it's giveout.org.au. Had to go upside down to have a look. But you can jump on now. There's several organisations on there. The GiveOUT themselves are looking for smaller grassroots level charities to get involved. So if they can reach out to us as well.
Great.
Fantastic.
Still open to everyone. I was asked this year to be an ambassador.
That's
and
so
obviously
exciting.
I said no. No, I said yes. I'll do it for anyone, really, and the ambassador. But we almost slipped by with only the briefest mentions of the fact that you are a professional athlete, aren't you?
Well, I was going to say, where's that
I know.
bobsledding? How does one bobsled?
Are you in it now? Are you in one now?
I was a professional athlete. Unfortunately, I am retired, but I was on the Australian team, bobsleigh team for three and a half years prior to the Olympics. Unfortunately, I didn't make those, so that's why I find myself back in Sydney, actually enjoying not being in minus 30.
Wow.
Yes, I would imagine.
I don't think I've ever met a bobsledder before.
There's not too many of us in Australia, and it's a very, very niche sport.
Oh, yes, I would think so.
What made you go with that one then?
So for me, I originally left Sydney for Canada to play rugby. My second game of rugby, I ended up being recruited for bobsleigh because I was fast and strong, but I didn't have much skill. And bobsleigh requires you to be fast and strong, so we worked out well together.
Oh, I might give it a go. I reckon.
It's all downhill.
Well, is it
downhill?
I'm
That's
used
good.
to that.
It's all downhill from
Have
here.
a look.
Story of my life.
Oh yeah, I don't mind it down there though. Well, we are really thrilled that you could join us tonight, and we're going to look out. Well, no, definitely, and we're going to look out for you up on the coming months and months.
Yep.
About GiveOUT Day. We're going to get behind it, aren't we?
And so the website was giveout.org.au. So
Correct.
anyone out there wants to reach out, get those donations. Perfect for end of financial year donations.
Yes.
Perfect timing.
Yes.
And we look forward to seeing your gorgeous self promoting this wonderful event, and yourself too, Dolly.
Yes.
Both ambassadors. How
No,
fabulous.
we look identical. We could be brother and sister, couldn't we?
Thank you so much for joining us.
That's all right. Thank you for having me on. And remember, October 16th is GiveOUT Day. We look forward to your donations.
Such a great organisation.
Very good.
I know.
Very, very good. Get involved with GiveOUT Day. Do it. It's a very good
Giveout.org.au.
Yes. Once more.
You got to remember it, darling. You're the
I know
ambassador.
them all. I know the data. It's in the mind. It's in the mind. We at last are going to get on the line. We tried to get him early, but we had a bit of a problem with the link. I reckon he's going to be there now. You've heard him sing. And now we get to hear him speak. Get a little chat with our mate, Joti Gore.
Hello.
Hello, handsome. How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
Yeah, we're great.
Really, really well. And I mean, my word, what a voice this man has got. Am I right?
Another.
You're so sweet.
Another talent to take it to the masses, please,
Yes.
because
You know I mean it.
we get them on the show week in, week out. I'm being introduced to more and more talent.
Oh, wonderful, isn't it? We're
pleasure,
very,
yeah.
very lucky. And, well, we've known each other a little while. And you are, well, for me, you've got one of those voices that really I could listen to for hours, and you sing from there. That's where you
thank you so much.
You really do.
And I love doing it. I love the opportunity. Thank you both so much for having me.
Well, it's joy. Now, I know we're not allowed to do much on it, but I believe a little while ago you auditioned for a show that's on the way. Is that right?
That's right. I'm playing King Agnar in Frozen, which is at the Capitol Theatre in Sydney in December.
Amazing.
Oh, that's fantastic. And by December, we're hoping that they've got everything in place, theatres are back up and running, however that looks, but that'll be super exciting. Oh, yay. I work in theatre, so
it is such a great show.
I love it. Yeah.
Yeah, I took my mom to see it in New York just recently, and we had such an amazing time together there.
And did you know then that you were going to be in it?
I did. That's how I told her.
Oh, amazing.
Wow.
Yeah.
Would it have been
Yeah,
awful
it
if
was
she
wonderful.
said, well, I don't like this. This is rubbish. As if you would. So, I mean, you know.
Oh, yeah.
So
She's
we've
so
been
wonderful.
We've been asking all of our beautiful guests to come on the show. You know how we're coming out the other side.
Yes.
But how have you been in the last couple of months? What's been keeping you occupied and sane, being a creative?
Well, it's been interesting because I was like, I have to find something to do to keep it creative. And that's exactly what you had to do. So I've been teaching yoga via Zoom, giving voice lessons. I've been taking voice lessons from Victoria Theodore, which was really amazing. She's had the ability to do Zoom on the downtime as well, and a lot of working out in my apartment. So.
Oh, very good.
We didn't do that. No. Now, I know that you're a very passionate man. I'm well aware of that. And I know that you've got a piece that you're going to do in a moment. What is this that we're going to watch? And I'd love you to be able to speak about it.
Sure. I have a unique experience. I've been in Australia for over 10 years, and I call this home. And I really relate to a lot of people in the arts community here, but I also relate to my family, friends, and the community back in the US, and go back and forth a bit. So with all the things that are happening with the rights movement, with Black Lives Matter, with looking at how we interact with each other in the arts and in several different parts of the community, I wanted to express what I go through in both countries in that perspective, and to also talk about how we can start to understand what everyone is going through, and to start to provide a place for not only Black lives, but for Black gay lives, for Black transgender, and that we start to have more of a place in the community, in places of directing and being performers and being on the boards and really being part of the conversation about diversity and about true representation in community, because often the people that are speaking about that are not the people that are actually experiencing the things.
Right,
so
exactly
it's,
right.
yeah, it's not
Exactly
advancing that way.
Yeah.
And so I'm really grateful to have the platform and opportunity to share. And I've had about 200 or 300 people sending me messages every day, both in Australia, in London, in China, in the US, in Canada, about their experiences. And so I wanted to share mine, but also give voice to what they were talking about as well, so that we can start to understand and start to make change.
Oh, well, we're so very grateful that you've given us this wonderful opportunity to hear you speak and hear your thoughts on evering, and
which we're going to do now.
Which we're going to do right now.
Yes.
We are so very, very thrilled, and thank you so much for joining us and taking the time out of your day.
Thank you for having me.
Well done. And now this piece from Joti Gore.
You have 4 minutes to bring awareness to systemic racism that people of color in Australia, the US, and the world over experience. To educate why Black Lives Matter, why Black gay lives matter, why silence is oppression, and why now and why not later. One of my childhood idols, Martin Luther King Jr., said, "For many years I have heard this word, wait. This wait has always meant never." If everyone takes a break from racism and bigotry towards people of color, gays, transgendered, and other minorities during COVID-19, that would be lovely, but that is not our reality. I'm not okay today. I'm not weak by stating that I'm not okay. The sacrifices my ancestors, my family, my grandmother, my mama made for me to have a better life while fearing each day that I would not survive due to racism and bigotry of all kinds is not a fear shared by all. I'm not okay with generational trauma etched into my DNA by a system designed to maintain supremacy and oppression, or the remnants of the chains of slavery. I have personally faced officers' guns in my face at 14, burning crosses and white hoods in front of my car when trying to go to a shopping mall. I'm not okay followed around in stores with the expectation that I'm going to steal something because I can't possibly afford it, or being spoken to like I am too black and ignorant to understand. I'm not okay when you touch my hair and say I should lighten up and accept your racist jokes. I'm not okay that the thought of going home, a thought that should fill me with anticipation and joy, instead causes anxiety and horrific fears of shackles and cuffs placed on too tightly. The problem is those who don't have to think about their skin every day cannot relate to this experience. Blessed with the right skin and unspoken codes, some know nothing else, so deny the truth that their privileged position holds. I woke up today in fear and anxiety for my family, for brown and black people, for gays, for transgender, for people of color's lives in our community. People of color are taught by our parents and elders a very different lesson in history. We are taught to be prepared for a life of injustices and thick skin, to work hard at excelling so you can be average, to be small, to keep your mouth shut, do not talk back, to move slowly, and fear the police. I'm not okay when I turn on the TV and hear another person of color brutally beaten, tased, or killed by the police. I'm not okay reading and hearing news streams where the treatment of black people incarcerated, deaths in custody, and disproportionate interpretations of laws are referred to as afarfi. This is not new. I'm not okay that black artists have to defend themselves and constantly explain why black actors, singers, dancers can be leads and principals in TV, film, stage, and commercials, and why ratings won't drop because it's a true representation of our community. Or to explain why our childhood heroes can be a sundry of colors and sexual orientations. I'm not okay that we still feel the pains and hear the slurs daily in our workplaces, places of worship, and on the streets. I'm not okay that we have mission statements and placards that are formalities and boxes ticked but not implemented. I'm not okay when those in leadership tell us they are unwilling to hear the unreasonable requests to remove the painful triggers of symbols that represent the horrific past. I'm not okay getting stopped by the police in Australia and a guy in a ute pulls up and asks, "Do you need help with him?" I'm not okay with, "But all lives matter," when it's not the reality for all's experience. I'm not okay waiting by the phone wondering if the next call is going to be a family member or a friend being shot, brutally beaten, or murdered, or for being black, brown, or gay, or transgender. So when someone asks me, "How are you today?" and I reply, "I'm not okay today," I remember they don't go through what I do every day in this skin I'm in. Of course, the next question is not obvious to them, so they ask, Why?
Wow.
Brilliant.
That was amazing.
Brilliant.
Joti, thank you. I know you're watching, and thank you so much for that. That was quite speechless, actually.
Yeah.
And I know we'll be posting that separately on our pages too. So share it with your friends and your mates. That is powerful stuff. So
Really, really great. Well done, my love.
Thank you.
We've got one more segment to go.
We do.
Yes, and last, but don't forget though, we will be back on Thursday night. In the last of our Pride Week, isn't it?
Yeah, a jam-packed show.
Jam-packed.
For Thursday. More sparkles involved.
You better believe it.
know.
And now it is the last in the current series of Mama's Midsummer Moments.
On tonight's Midsummer Moments, we'll be talking a bit more in depth about our artistic development programs, which I am proud to be the program coordinator for. We have a variety of year-round programs supporting the development of vibrant and sustainable arts practices for queer artists and culture makers, and two major programs, Midsummer Futures and Midsummer Pathways. Midsummer Futures is our artist development, capacity building and mentorship program for early career LGBTQIA+ artists and culture makers. The program provides a queer context in which participants can develop their practice and includes professional mentoring and workshops with like-minded or radically different-minded peers. Midsummer Pathways is our artist development, capacity building and mentorship program for emerging LGBTQIA+ artists with disabilities. Pathways is funded by the NDIS. The Pathways program provides a queer context to develop artistic practice, including professional mentoring, workshops, contact with arts industry representatives, and discussions. The program provides a unique and important space to discuss and develop the intersection of ideas around artistic practice, queerness, and disability. Our artist development programs like Pathways and Futures provide the opportunity for today's generation of early career artists to advance their career, deepen their practice, gain exposure, and lead the future of queer culture. We'll be announcing this year's Pathways participants on our website later this week, and down the track we'll also be announcing our next application intake dates for Pathways and Futures. For over 30 years, Midsummer has been fertile ground for queer culture makers, forging careers of some of Australia's most respected cultural and artistic voices. And our artist development programs ensure we are helping bring our brilliant, bright queer future to life. The alumni of our programs go on to build rich, successful artistic careers with international and national opportunities that many have expressed would be unreachable if it weren't for the development they received at Midsummer.
Ah, Mama.
So many amazing performers.
Amazing.
I think I've said the word amazing too, maybe lots tonight.
Oh, well, if it's right, it's right. You know, Dolly, you look amazing, you know, is that... No. All right, whatever.
We've had a really great, I was going to say really amazing show. We've had a really
lovely,
great show.
Yes.
Thank you everyone for sticking with us, for watching us, for sharing and joining in the conversation.
We love it, we need it.
Yes, we do.
What about this Thursday?
Yes. What about...
You mentioned it.
I was going to say, we've got Arts Centre Melbourne taking us over. So we're speaking with the CEO from Arts Centre Melbourne, Claire, which will be fabulous. We're very excited to get on that platform.
Programmed our artists that we're having on, who we love.
Rowan Brown.
Yes, and Rowan Brown, yes. Lots on Thursday night. We're going to leave you with Mama's Midsummer Moment, and the artist is
Mick Munro.
Yes.
Good night, everyone. See you Thursday.
Night, night.
It's hard to breathe. Now and then I get insecure from all the pain. I'm so ashamed. But I am beautiful in every single way. we all do. Trying hard through the emptiness, peace is gone. Let the puzzle undone, well, that's the way it is. You are beautiful every single way. What's gonna bring you down? Oh no. 'Cause you are beautiful, no matter what they say. What's gonna bring you down? So they won't bring you down today. No matter what we do, no matter what we say, we're the song inside the tune, full of beautiful mistakes. And everywhere we go, the sun will always shine. And tomorrow we might awake on the other side. We are beautiful in every single way. What's gonna bring us down? Yes, we are beautiful, no matter what they say. What's gonna bring us down? So they won't bring us down today.